Hello and welcome to NDTV 24/7. I'm Rohit Wellington. Let's begin with our top story. Fresh cases of Omicron have now been reported from 3 states, Maharashtra, Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Maharashtra has reported 4 new cases on Wednesday, while Tamil Nadu has reported its first case of Omicron variant. Kerala also reported 4 fresh cases of Omicron, and with this, India's Omicron tally has now risen to 69. Let's first look at Maharashtra now. Maharashtra has reported 4 more patients who have been found to be infected with Omicron in the state, taking the state's tally to 32 now. 2 of these patients are from Osmanabad, 1 is from Mumbai and 1 is from Buldhana. The authorities have said that, that the patients from Osmanabad have a travel history. They've traveled to Sharjah. The patient from Buldhana had travelled to Dubai, and the patient from Mumbai had travelled to Ireland. All these cases are asymptomatic. That's what the authorities are saying. And the good news is that so far 25 Omicron patients have been discharged after a negative RT-PCR test. Now to Tamil Nadu, which has reported its first case of Omicron variant. The passenger had flown to Chennai from Nigeria via Doha. That's what the authorities there in the state are saying. The Omicron variant is suspected in 6 others who travelled along with this patient, and the test results of them are awaited. Kerala too has reported Omicron cases, 4 new Omicron cases in the state. That's what the Kerala Health Minister has said. Let's go across to Sneha Koshi for more on this. Sneha, what more details can you share with us?
Well, Rohit, now the total cases in Kerala for Omicron are 5, with these latest 4 confirmations for Omicron coming in today, just a few minutes back. 2 of these fresh cases are primary contacts of the first positive Omicron case in the state, which was confirmed last week. So 2 of them, 2 of the 4 cases of today are actually the mother as well as the wife of that particular person. The wife had traveled with the first confirmed case, and both of them had met the mother. So the mother and the wife are positive. They were in isolation already. The third case is of a person who has returned to Ernakulam from Congo, and the 4th case is of a person who's returned from UK to Thiruvananthapuram. So all the primary contacts, all of these people have been identified. They have been informed to be isolated, is what the health minister has said. All of these people for now remain stable.
In Maharashtra, COVID curbs have been extended till the New Year's Eve. In fact, in capital Mumbai, shops, establishments, malls will be manned by fully vaccinated people. Only fully vaccinated visitors will be allowed at malls and shops and other establishments. Open and closed spaces will be functioning with only 50% capacity for gathering of over 1,000 people. Authorities would need to be informed in advance, and public transport will be available only to fully vaccinated persons. These curbs continue till the New Year's Eve. On the other hand, there were flowers, attractive decorations and cartoon characters welcoming students back to classes 1 to 7 in civic schools in Mumbai on Wednesday as junior schools opened for physical classes. Saurabh Gupta has this report.
Children are thrilled to be back in school. And the reasons vary depending on the age group.
टीचर पढ़ाए इसीलिए अच्छा लगा.
Parents are relieved.
खुल गया स्कूल, सुकून मिल गया. बहुत परेशान करते हैं.
बच्चे भी खुश हुए होंगे.
हाँ, बहुत खुश थे कल.
मैं ना बोल रही थी कि ये कोविड के वजह से मैं बच्ची बोली नहीं मैं जाऊंगी स्कूल.
Students in middle school are more circumspect about the problems of online schooling. 12-year-old Mehak Upadhyay lives with her family of 7 near the Worli Dairy, a few hundred meters from the school. She says online schooling was difficult to access and understand, especially maths and science. Mehak's father is a taxi driver and she used to attend online school using her mother's phone.
ऑनलाइन अच्छा नहीं रहता है, उसमें समझ नहीं आता है, ऑफलाइन अच्छा रहता है, उसमें सब समझ में आता है, जो भी डाउट रहता है सर से पूछ लेते हैं, सर क्लियर भी कर देते हैं।
A third of the parents signed a consent form to send their children back to school. Over 2 lakh children returned to school after nearly 2 years in around 1,900 BMC schools that reopened for classes from 1 to 7 today.
हमें भी बहुत खुशी हो रही है क्योंकि 2 साल बाद हमें आमने सामने मिल रहे और पढ़ाने में बहुत ही अच्छा लग रहा है.
But due to the emergence of the new variant, there are uncertainties. Some private schools have reopened, while others will reopen in the days to come if there are no further restrictions.
खुशी की बात है कि 2 साल से हमारे पहली से 7वीं के बच्चे आ रहे हैं स्कूल में. सैनिटाइज हमने बिल्डिंग कर लिया है. बच्चों को मास्क हमने प्रोवाइड किया है. हर बेंच पे एक बच्चा बैठेगा. पेरेंट्स को जो डर था जो भी है वो कंसर्न उनका काउंसलिंग किया गया.
The state's COVID task force had cleared the reopening of schools with COVID protocols.
Experts say the continued closure of schools was affecting the learning experience and childhood of children with disastrous consequences in the long term. But now, with schools having reopened, the challenge is to keep the children safe. In Mumbai, with camera person Ashok Mahadik, Saurabh Gupta, NDTV.
The other big story, Union Minister Aj Misra under increasing pressure to quit over his jailed son, who is accused of running over farmers in Uttar Pradesh's Lakhimpur Kheri, has been seen in a video lunging at a journalist and throwing abuses at the media. Don't ask these stupid questions. That's what the minister is heard shouting when asked by a journalist about a probe report that recommends new charges against his son Aj Misra. This on a day when the government came under unrelenting pressure from the opposition to sack the minister.
Defiant, brazen, abusive, violent and combative. This man is the Minister of State for Home in the Narendra Modi cabinet. Aj Misra lost his temper when the media posed the most relevant question of the day about murder charges against his son Ashish for a motorcade running over protesting farmers.
मंत्री जी, आपके बेटे पर जो और धाराएं लग गई हैं उस पर क्या कहेंगे? काम के बारे में बात करो कि धाराओं के बारे में नहीं एसआईटी नहीं जानती. ऐसा है बेवकूफी के सवाल मत करा करो. दिमाग खराब है क्या? हैं? चलो चीजें बात कर देख ले. अरे फोन बंद कर दे. ऐसे यही हमारे मीडिया वाले हैं ना, यही उन्होंने एक निर्दोष आदमी के लिए बनाया.
The question evoking an aggressive response. Listen again.
ऐसा है बेवकूफी के सवाल मत करा करो. दिमाग खराब है क्या? हैं? ऐसे यही हमारे मीडिया वाले हैं ना, यही उन्होंने एक निर्दोष आदमी के लिए बनाया. शर्म नहीं आती है. क्या जानना चाहते हैं? क्या पूछना? तो ये एसआईटी से नहीं
On Tuesday, the Supreme Court created special probe team concluded that this was not a case of an accident but was a planned conspiracy. It also asked for the minister's son Ashish Misra to be named as the primary accused. Ashish at present is in the Lakhimpur Kheri jail. In New Delhi, the Congress party's Rahul Gandhi moved an adjournment motion in both the houses to discuss the Lakhimpur case. It was rejected, but the matter led to ruckus in the parliament.
कार्रवाई चल रही है और सब जुडिस मैटर पे चर्चा नहीं होती है. ये पार्लियामेंट्री रूल्स हैं.
We want the minister to resign. The prime minister refuses.
नहीं, ये कौन सा लॉजिक है कि यहाँ पे जो भी डिस्कशन करवाना चाहते हैं करवा सकते हैं.
The opposition has been demanding for the minister's resignation. Farmer leaders feel that the minister too must also be investigated for a larger conspiracy against the farmers, citing these viral clips of an inflammatory speech 6 days prior to the farmer killings.
The BJP is citing the Aj Misra issue as a sub judice matter since the Supreme Court is hearing. But with the opposition strengthened and keen on his resignation, the BJP understands that how are they going to convince the people in the People's Court? With Alok Pandey in Lucknow and camera person Pawan Kumar, Sunil Prabhu, NDTV.
The body of Group Captain Warren Singh, the lone survivor of the Indian Air Force helicopter crash earlier this month that killed Chief of Defence Staff General Bipin Rawat, would be flown to Bhopal by a service aircraft on Thursday. A decorated air warrior, Group Captain Warren Singh, died at the Air Force's command hospital a week after he was seriously injured in the crash near Kunnur in Tamil Nadu.
This was the brave Indian Air Force officer who fought for 7 days before becoming the final victim of the horrific Indian Air Force helicopter crash in Kunnur. All on board the chopper are now dead, including India's first Chief of Defence Staff, General Bipin Rawat. Fighting 90% burn injuries, Group Captain Warren Singh never regained consciousness. He was on life support at the command hospital in Bengaluru, where he was shifted. In a tweet, the Prime Minister wrote, Group Captain Warren Singh served the nation with pride, valour and utmost professionalism. I'm extremely anguished by his passing away. Warren Singh was an inspiration to all around him. A Shaurya Chakra winner for gallantry, his motto in life was to never give up. Facing a series of grave malfunctions on a Tejas fighter, he chose not to eject, landing the jet instead under impossible conditions. Never give up was a message he passed on to students at Army Public School where he studied. Never lose hope. Never think that you cannot be good at what you want to be. It will not come easy. It will take effort. It will require sacrifice of time and comfort. Believe in yourself. Work towards it. Don't worry about being mediocre. I was mediocre in school, but then went on to win Shaurya Chakra. Group Captain Singh's father retired as a colonel in the army. His brother is a lieutenant commander in the navy. He leaves behind a wife and 2 children.
Now, on the Delhi NCR pollution, the Air Quality Commission has filed its response in the Supreme Court ahead of the pollution hearing on Thursday. The Commission has said that the decision on reopening of schools and lifting of construction ban will be taken on or before the 17th of December. Let's go across to Sukirti Dwivedi for more on this. Sukirti, what more details can you share with us?
Well, yes. The pollution hearing is supposed to take place tomorrow in the Supreme Court at 10:30 a.m. before a bench headed by the Chief Justice of India. But ahead of that hearing, this is the affidavit that the CAQM or the Commission for Air Quality Management has filed in the Supreme Court. The crucial point, as you mentioned, is the fact that they've said that the decision on schools as well as construction will be taken on or before the 17th of December, and it will be based on the impact that is found after the relaxations that have already been made for certain industrial units. For example, the milk and dairy industries, which were facing operational timing restrictions for 8 hours every day, they've now been allowed to function 24/7. Many other industries have been exempted from the restriction for at least 5 days of the week, but will have to stay shut on Saturdays and Sundays. 6 thermal power plants which had been shut, they are going to resume functioning again because the CAQM has pointed out that the winter season, the extreme winter conditions are about to set in, and that is why the power demand has peaked up. So those are some of the key points, but of course for the larger public, a lot of eyes on the CAQM for its decision on schools as well as construction. Because Delhi government had reopened schools some time back, but yes, it was after they're getting wrapped by the Supreme Court that the Delhi government had shut down the schools again. So those are the decisions that are awaited. But also everybody will be keenly watching the hearing tomorrow in the Supreme Court on whether the CJI is going to accept the proposals that have been made by the CAQM or there will be changes.
All right, Sukirti Dwivedi, we'll leave it there. Thanks very much for joining us with those details.